where moments ago Kevin Garnett addressed his team.
That's how we're going today. Every time we come in here, man, we get better. You hear me?
Yep.
Have some fun, compete. Let's have some fun and get better today, all right? Work on 3, man. 1, 2, 3.
Work. Let's go. We got it. Let's go, Sid. What's up?
And GA, that's typical KG because he's not a real wordy guy, but his words carry weight, and he doesn't need to say a whole lot.
Hey, Rick, you hit it on
There
the
you go,
head.
Rick.
It's funny. You could take some guys. You could give 2 different players the same exact words to say, but they won't always resonate. You know, the true leaders, when they speak, everybody listens. There isn't a guy on that roster in this organization that doesn't respect Kevin Garnett. So when he says something, in fact, the point that he says less means more, because those few words are going to stay with you. They're going to stick, and he's going to be a tone setter. I mean, here's a guy close to 40 years old, man, and still out there leading the drills. And we were watching during the break. This is a completely different dynamic as opposed to last year's training camp. Last year, there was a lot of smiles and everybody's happy. Right now, everybody's got their hands on their waist, bending over. They're tired.
They're gasping for air, too.
All they've done this entire practice thus far has been defense. They haven't. That's it. They ain't touched the basketball. And that's what we talked about, them understanding how the culture's got to change in order for them to become good. I remember going all the way back when it was illegal now, but we used to practice before practice, like the fall 6 weeks. We would be in the gym 3 hours a day without a basketball. And, you know, you think that don't set the tone for how you go about your business, and that's what they're doing right now. They're out focused only on defense right now. That's all they're talking about. That's all their energy is being put towards, and that's going to make a difference for them as we move forward.
Everybody did.
Let's listen in to Sam.
Everybody was so afraid. We just always felt like we could put enough pressure on that guy to contest that shot. And then you think about it. When you're out here on this court, it seems a lot smaller than it does than on that board. That board look like a lot of space on it, but you're out here and you start looking at Carl. Carl can take up almost half, 3/4 of the side of the court with his length. We can too, as long as they're athletic they are. Stay down, KG. Way to go, big fella. Stay down. Way to work, KG. Way to work. You ain't getting older, baby. You getting better. Way to work. Way to work. Come on, Bob. Shot. Contest. Hey, guys, listen. When we contest, we're not trying to block jump shots. We just want to contest them and box out. We're not going to leave our feet and let a guy get inside and rebound. Just contest. We're not worried about blocking jump shots.
And we know, fellas, when we're sliding, we're not jumping around up here to throw somebody. I'm staying down low. Okay? That internal clock get kicking. Ready?
I love listening to Sam, Rick, in terms of just his approach and how matter-of-fact he is about what they got to do defensively. You know, he made a great point when he was talking about Karl Anthony Towns. You know, defense is about disrupting timing and spacing, right? We all know basketball is a game of rhythm, right? If you let guys get in rhythm, it doesn't matter what you do. But when you commit defensively to disrupting that timing and spacing, what's that mean? Well, I thought I was going to catch it at 18, but I got to catch it at 20. You know, I thought I could turn the corner when I came off that pick and roll. I had to take a dribble back. All that stuff is about disrupting the timing and the spacing. And when you incorporate that into who you are defensively, it's going to impact it. And over the course of a game, you're going to win a lot more possessions defensively than you would have had you allowed a team to get into that rhythm early. So that's really what you see them working on right now, that commitment they're showing here early on.
And, GA, talk about the discipline that Sam is talking about in terms of not jumping to block a jump shot, but coming out, getting close to a guy, putting your hands up, contesting, and that's discipline, right?
It is discipline, and to his point, let's say you went – a guy shot 5 jump shots and or 8. You went out to jump past and block it. You might get one, right? But he's going to make a couple, and then 2 or 3 others that you ran by him, you're out to play. He's still in the play, you know. So you basically hurt your team by lacking discipline in those situations.
Way to go, Kmart.
You see it all the time. Guys like to go for the hero play.
Yep.
And the better defensive teams,
there you go.
They don't do that. Those Boston great Celtics teams defensively, they didn't go for the hero plays. it didn't look pretty the way Boston defended when KG was there, but boy, was it effective. And I think that's what they're trying to get back to. It's just, being solid with what we do defensively. Give your defense a chance. And also, because you're going to be a better rebounding team, you don't have to block as many shots. You got Anthony Towns down low. You're going to have KG. You're going to be able to defend your defensive backboard. You're going to be able to protect your rim. So they're trying to play to their strengths by not having as many wasted possessions of guys being out of the play. And I think that's one reason why he wanted Sam on that staff, because I think Flip will tell you that his strength is more on the offensive side than it is defensively, and that's no different than what you see in football. You have a head coach, but you got an offensive and a defensive coordinator.
Come on,
and sometimes the head coach has an emphasis one way or the other. And I think Flip's similar to that. And you're going to see Sam being kind of that defensive coordinator trying to change that mindset of this group. And I think they're going to complement each other very well. And again, I don't have any doubt that this team, barring a lot of injuries, is going to show significant improvement for this upcoming season.
And when you think about Timberwolves history, the names Flip Saunders, Kevin Garnett, and Sam Mitchell, that's Timberwolves royalty, and they are back together again here for the 2015-16 season. And Flip Saunders, you were mentioning, one of the great minds. He's one of the great people in this game as well. Flip, we're thinking of you. There's Andrew Wiggins. He's smiling, having fun.
So your defense is always predicated on forcing a guy to have to make multiple dribbles or to throw a pass that isn't a penetrating pass or a scoring pass. You're always trying to make the offense make another play. Remember, you're playing that shot clock's your friend.
There you go.
It's your friend. So the more you can make a team have to make more plays within a possession, the better chance the defense has of having an effect.
That guy goes. It's a hard habit to break. So when you go, like you're going on me, I'm going here. You know what I'm saying? On the jab, don't respond to it. It's a fake. So you jab me. So you can jab. You see what I'm saying? You jab. You're not going anywhere. Right. Now go. You see what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
Talking with Sam Mitchell, and obviously this team has a nucleus: Wiggins, Levine, Rubio, Karl Anthony Towns. And Sam was always adding Shabazz Muhammad to that conversation, and you saw him working with Shabazz right there. Missed a lot of time last year with an injury, but before he went down, GA, he was real good for these Wolves.
Before the injury, he's one of the most improved players in the league, really. You look at what he did statistically from year one to year two, and then the unfortunate injury. But his continued work this past, you can never have enough guys like that on your roster. They're kind of like those offensive, defensive linemen in football. You need those guys because you got to control that pace. That's our line of scrimmage. And Gorgie's the kind of guy, along with the Karl Anthony Towns, that will allow Minnesota to improve in that area.
We're forcing this guy beat. Now we got two guys. Guys, because think about it like this. If I know I'm playing my man straight up, and we're making them try to beat us, east and west, north and south, especially from this side, we're going to be fine. All right? We're not going to open up and give people straight line drive. All right? Our rule is, in case of, guys, we're going to start with guarding our own man first. Then what good teams do, in case you get beat, you're going to have help either way. All right?
Behind you. No, I'm just telling you. Behind you. Behind you. Touch. Goes there. Tate's going up to touch.
Ricky, you.
Go to the corner. Tate's going to touch.
Square him up.
That's all we're going to do right now. All right?
All right? That's all we're doing. Position. Touch. There you go. Touch. There you go, and square him up. Touch. There you go. Good job. Good job, Ricky. Yep.
So when Rube comes, like Sam said, we show the wall, drop. Jump up. Kick. Now you jump out.
Exactly. Hey guys, this is the thing. Ball back here. To KG's point.
You know what I'm saying?
If get down the ball, Zach. If we're sitting here, Always. You were squaring them up. See the difference? You guys see the difference. Now, Zach, how hard is it going to be for you? Now, you're easily beat when you do this. But if you square him up, stop. Look at what Ricky had to do. You couldn't have a straight line drive. You had to go in a semicircle. That's the difference. All right? We've been giving people a driving angle when we open up. We're not doing that anymore. All right?
All right, Cal. Same drill. First
Pick and roll. We scored 92 points. Get all these guys. We got to score. We got to go. There you go, Bob. Run through it. There you go, Bob. Way to go, Bob. Hurt. Way to go. Give him a break. Let's get a drink, fellas. Way to work.
Well, you can clip that off right there. That was maybe the soundbite of practice. Look at this room. We can score 92 points without me running a play, but we will guard this year.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was good just to see how also the guys respond to Sam as a coach. That's a big part. You can see as a head coach, he's got that commanding presence where he gets guys to buy in. And with the leadership they have in this locker room now, Rick, they're going to definitely make huge strides, I think, defensively.
By then, you should be there. All right?
Okay. Understand, guys, what we're trying to do, we're trying to take the problem. We're trying to fix this problem. He's the problem.
Who's the most important person right now on offense? The guy with the ball. We're going to pop. But if he dove, you're going to, hey, we're not going to get this guy here. We're going to get him right here. All right? Now, Wig is there, you're going to be here. You can get there. And guys, we got pressure on that ball, they're not going to be, and Wig, we know you can get there. All right? You're too good not to.
I said, yes, yourself. The situation don't even complicate this. This is what I'm going. He's hot. I'm telling you, he's hot. You got to trust me.
Now, if it's way out here, okay.
It's high.
It's high.
It's high, bro.
Now, yeah. Now, he can go under. Yeah. Yeah. Now, guys, this is more, when they move this screen down, guys, we're going to have common sense, too, now. If he's way out here, KG can see it. So KG going to let you know you can go under. And Kevin, and a lot of times if that happens, you're going to be there, but you almost going to squeeze him a little bit like this and just let him out. If he's way out there. If he's way out there, yeah. Don't squeeze him. Hold up. What's that? Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want.
Yeah,
but I'm saying,
Rick, a lot of time on this pick and roll, but
you're going to be here.
this is the most difficult play in basketball to defend.
You move with the ball.
Especially when you're 19 and 20.
Yeah, it's the one where you basically
because we know we
five
can get
guys
back. You're too
defending
long
two,
and good.
you know, because you've got to be able to contain that basketball and not allow, in this case, Andre Miller to be able to make his first choice. You know, you want to make him have to dribble it a few extra times, allow your backline defense to be set and able to react. So that's why they're spending some time emphasizing this aspect of their half-court defense.
This me?
There's a first day of school feel here today, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. You know, I'll be interested to ask a lot of the young players, when's the last time you had a practice where all you did was defense? And for some of them, this will be the first time. Believe it or not, this will be the first time they've ever had a practice where all they did was defense. You know, but it speaks to the fact that they know where they've got to improve if they're going to improve as a team.
30th in defense last year. In this practice, the tone has been set on the defensive end. Let's listen.
You know, he's going to help you. He's going to help right now.
We're going to be there. Hey, let's do this then. AP, you can roll or you can pop. I don't care. All right? This is the thing. If he rolls, you're bumping and you're telling KG know to get here because he know he's got to get there, and Carl is covering up you and KG. All right? If he pops, you're letting KG know he's popping. You got to talk. All right? Hold on. Run through him, close out. Guys, it's going to take us some time to get used to that. We understand that. All we're doing is reminding you. That's our job. All right? Ain't a problem. We just reminding you. All right? It's all right. Good. AP, do something different every time. All right?
How many times you want to score, Sam?
One more. Let's go. There you go. Hold up. Stay right there. Call. Hold up. Ball here. Get where you were. Now, we're getting here. All right? We're getting them off this block. We're going front. All right? We're not going to let you get 2 quick fouls in the game, get behind a guy, bag you down. That's not going to help you. Use your quickness and get around. All right? And the thing is this. You got to get into a full front. Come here, G. For this reason. If you get stuck here and Boz happen to beat him, now you're dead. But if you're here and Boz happen to beat Wig, what we're going to do? We're going to trap him. All right? We've got to be there all the way. Now, if this is going to be our rule, anything on this box, right in here, we're going to front. If you get him out to here, come here, G. If you get him out to here, now you get behind him. Now look at the difference. Now look at, we can play. And now we can play. All right? And you can sit in this lap and play with him, Wig, all right?
Turn it over.
D, get out. Give me 5 guys on offense. D out. Give me 5 more guys on D. Hold on. Good job. Give me another group.
Jay, let me ask you a question. In terms
Hold
of
up. Who's that?
of other teams
who has
maybe
it in
watching this,
We need
and
somebody that's black on offense.
is there any fear about
No.
giving something
There is
up,
no
or is this such staple basic stuff that it's not sort of revealing, anything that could help the opponent against the Timberwolves this year?
Well, I would first start with saying this,
Yeah,
Rick.
you're
If
black.
you worried about what a team that won 16 games did last year, you got bigger problems.
Let's go.
We'd start with that. Secondly, to your point, it is basic stuff. And, this is going into training camp. Every team's got a point of emphasis, right? You're going to go look back over what you did last year. What were the areas we need to improve, and what are the areas we need to refine? It's going to be different for, say, Golden State and Cleveland than it is for Minnesota. Minnesota was at the bottom of the barrel defensively, so they're basically what they're doing, all the really good teams have already incorporated. They already have an understanding. And it's also a philosophical thing, the point we're talking about with positioning in terms of how you guard the ball. Some teams don't play pick and roll this way.
If he's wrong,
They're not going to defend it this way. I played on 6 NBA teams. I played for maybe 10 NBA coaches, and there were probably 7 or 8 different philosophies, right? So depending on who you are and what your philosophy is, you're going to do it that way. So this is really more about showing you where they're emphasizing they need to improve. And that's why we haven't seen Minnesota do anything offensively. Because in order for them to become competitive in the NBA, they've got to become competitive on the defensive side of the ball.
First one was great. Stop the ball. All right? Hey, guys, we got to learn a word on defense. We got to learn how to trust each other. All right? Hey, big guys, we're telling you, your first job is to help stop that ball. Because our guards, hey, we're going to set good screens. What did he stand up in the meeting to say? After 22 years, I know 2 things. I can play defense and set a good screen. Our guards are going to get hit. There's no way around it. We got to stop the ball. And the guards are too good. If they see you open up, they're going to attack, make this guy help, swing, we kick out. We're going to end up giving them corner 3. All right, we're not doing that. All right? Stop the ball. Hey, and in the worst case scenario, if you get screwed up, trap his ass. For you to trap him and us scramble than us to sit back and let people just play with us that pick and roll.
Let's go.
Good hands, D. Now, Ty, hold on. Now, listen. G doing a good job. Ty, you got to get your butt over here. All right? You got to get there.
Now, GA, as a player, with all the stops, all the whistles, it's nothing but defense. I know this is important stuff. We know the Timberwolves have to get better on defense, but as a ball player, is this kind of an annoying practice right here? Athletes like KG, Karl Anthony Towns, and this used to be a movie theater. There were 14 theaters here, and they demolished that and redid it. They kept one of the theaters intact, and GA, right now, you and me and the Timberwolves are on the big screen in that theater as they're streaming some NBA TV through there.
But what you didn't mention, Rick, was that there's nobody in there watching.
There might be a few people in there watching.
They're in there working hard. I doubt it. I hope so. I hope so, man. We have to go over there and investigate that.
Well, there are going to be, speaking with some of the executives with the Timberwolves, there are going to be teams that tour this facility when they are beginning the formation of a new practice facility or new headquarters for themselves, because as Adam Silver said, this is the gold standard. So people are going to be coming here and touring this facility to find out how to do it.
And you know, to give our viewers some perspective of this place, a lot of the new facilities that have been built in the last few years, they typically, which house all of the operations, the sales, the basketball operations for it, and obviously the practice facilities, training, everything, they tend to take up about 40 or 50,000 square feet. And now the Mayo Clinic's a part of this, but without the Mayo Clinic, there's still over 80,000 square feet of just basketball space for the Timberwolves and the Lynx. So that kind of gives you an idea of just what this place entails and how impressive it is. I tell you, it's as nice as I've been in, and I've been in basically definitely the creme de la creme.
We had a great conversation with team president Chris Wright, who told us that they have medical facilities right here. They have an MRI machine right here. And they have doctors and physical trainers and qualified medical people here, so that if somebody
on how the Bulls ultimately start the season.
Well, they, speaking of the Bulls, I don't know if they're a part of your Eastern Conference storylines, but we know they're one of the contenders. But GA, take us through this.
They are.
Number two right there.
Well, and I didn't necessarily want to rank these, but I think the Cavs obviously are going to be the team that everybody's focused on. And then what I want to know with Hoiberg and the Bulls, is he going to have the same effect as Steve Kerr? Because Freddie, a former teammate of mine, very good mind offensively, and when you factor that with what they do defensively, I was thinking that this could be a team that could be really dangerous this year. The Wizards and the Hawks, are they ready to take another step?
As you know, and the Real Training Camp Tour continues Wednesday in Milwaukee. Again, 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll be up covering that training camp. And speaking of the Bucks, they surprised everybody by making the playoffs last year in their first year under Jason Kidd, despite losing Jabari Parker to the torn ACL. Now they have Jabari back. They have Greg Monroe they've added to the mix.
For that position.
Well, and the other thing that he does that not a lot of guys have proved they can do on this roster is he hits threes. And that is so important in this day and age to get the spacing that you want. And so that's what Kevin can do at a high level. He can do that in his sleep. And so, I think it's going to be important. He has played a six-man role with Oklahoma City, but he went there playing with Durant, accepting that role, thinking they're going to chase a championship. I don't think there's championship aspirations this season for this team, so I think that would be a harder sell for him to be a sixth man on 16 season. What do you know about Karl Anthony Towns, the guy? What do you know about him, the player? What do you expect? Talking interests off the court, and that really resonated with Glenn and helped them make the decision to make him the #1 overall pick. That said, he is immensely talented.
Don't leave him out either. He had a terrific year shooting a long ball for us, tremendous athlete. He's a quality performer. Another veteran, has been in the league about 8 years. So, and this also, we talk about the veteranness of this team. We've got a good group of young guys that have been in the pipeline now. Some of them, this is their second season. And your former UCLA Bruins, Jordan Adams, Jermichael Green, who's been around the block. He's been with the Spurs, Austin team in the D-League. He's been in France, been in camp with the Clippers. He came with us last year. He's as good an athlete we have on the team. Jarnell Stokes, out of Tennessee, pound per pound, the strongest guy on our team. First time he got in a game last year against Toronto, he flipped Tyler Hansbrough, almost separated his shoulder. And Russ Smith, in our last regular season game, we were trying to come back from a big deficit. Golden State had 16 points in 10 minutes, really score in bunches, got tremendous speed and quickness. So we're hoping that some of those young guys can emerge and give us a jolt, some energy, some freshness, and take a little bit of the load off the veterans along the way.
Well, Chris, I'm glad you're listening to us at Summer League. Yeah. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for holding Reggie accountable. Somebody has to.
Need one?
No, we are. Here we go.
And what's interesting in speaking with Vince, you talked about the different injuries. He was coming off the ankle surgery last season, and I think that was one of the main reasons. Only shot 30%.
Lowest since his rookie year.
And he's down low, and Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol, and the playmaking of a Conley. And to me, a guy that kind of goes under the radar until if you get next to him, he'll let you know. Tony Allen. I know he's not an offensive threat, but defensively, I love everything that Tony. But offensively, that's why it's going to be tricky if you're Coach Yeager to have Tony Allen and Matt Barnes, who's a great wing defender as well, on the floor at the same time.
Right.
You can do it, you just can't do it in long stretches.
He's not like this Jason Kidd. He hasn't changed.
A problem.
It's his demeanor. He's not a yeller. He's not a screamer. And you see he has everybody's attention. And you talk to the young guys, they like what they see.
And here he is right now talking to his young team.
Turnovers. How many did we have yesterday? 20? What's our goal? 13, right? Understand something. It's going to happen, right? So don't stop playing defense because you're asking that we have 10 turnovers. So, hey, there's not a buddy-buddy system here, right? We try to get better. Understand we're going to have turnovers because we're trying to do what? The right thing, right? You're trying to make a play for a teammate. So understand 20 yesterday. Let's get it down to 19 today. All right? Let's go. Come on.
There we go. Bucks on three. 1, 2, 3.
Bucks. Come on, Vasquez. Come on. To the X, to the X, to the X, and touch and go. Let's go. Ready to run. Ready to run. Let's go. Good job. Cross screen, finish it. Get back. Get back. Good job. Let's go, get it right. Let's go, come back, let's go again. Y'all gotta figure it out. Someone gotta go.
If I got the big one, you get it. All right. One of the
Talk to each other. Throw ahead. Go ahead. Come on, JLB. Throw ahead. The diagonal. Diagonal. Oh, so. Let's go again. Come on. We all right? Come on. Take your time. Take your time when you catch it. Come on. Take your time. Take your time. Let's go. Talk to each other. Way to run, Miles. Take it. Way to run. Skip. There, talk to him. Give it go. Give it go. Give it go. Good pass. Good pass. Good job. Cross grain. Good job. Finish it, Jorge. Get out. Grab a drink. Grab a drink.
They get that. Now, a good summer under your belt. Now, Jason Kidd really believes in you. I really think he can have a really solid year this year.
This is why it is, to me, you expect to be bad.
Right, and you expect The score's tied. There's a minute to go. Oh, we're going to lose.
Yeah, how are we going to lose tonight?
How are we going to lose tonight?
Yeah.
Exactly. Where he had to flip that switch overnight, which is hard to do for you people at home to knowing that you had just lost 12 of your last 14 games.
Yeah.
Now you got to try to win because they're expected to win the next 12, 14 games to get in the playoffs like Milwaukee did.
Winning is a habit as well as losing, right?
No question about it, because winning feels good, and you want to keep that good feeling. And then when you start losing a lot, that feeling kicks in around the start of the fourth quarter. You come out, you look up at the scoreboard, you're down 11. What do you say? Well, we can already lose this. Whereas a good teams that have been winning, okay, let's hit that switch. Let's play some defense. Let's get some stops.
Yeah.
We're going to run this. We're going to our second and third options. That's what Jason Kidd has finally instilled in this Bucks team.
One thing I do wonder about the Bucks is we look at the Eastern Conference standings from last season and see that Milwaukee made the playoffs. They finished 6th and played Chicago in the first round. You just mentioned it. On a good team, on winning teams, on veteran teams, if something's going wrong, that's not how we do things around here. We don't do stuff like that around here. On a winning team.
Let's go, Mike. Make him work, Mike. Make him work, Mike. Work him. Finish it. Finish it. Good job. Good job, Mike. Same. Make him work. Make him work, G. Hands. Finish the play. Finish it. Next. Let's go. Flip it. Good hands. Good hands. Good hands. Good hands. Good hands. Make him work. Make him work. Make him work. Yeah. Good D. Good D. No, man.
We need to get some work on ourselves.
We're going to come for night school. You're going to come not for shooting or you're going to come in for dribbling. That's what you're going to come in for. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Take 3. Wait. Don't let it. Oh. Keep him one way, please. Keep him one way. Keep him one way. Finish it. Rebound it.
Rotate. Here we go. Come on, Chris. Go.
Make him work, Giannis. Make him work. You can't be behind him, Jabal. Hey, you can't be behind him, right? You got to get to the side of him, right? He can't be that far away from you. Right? Go ahead. You're quick enough to run it. Just know they're going to try to split you, right? You want the ball to go that way. All right, come on.
Race to the screen, Jabari.
There you go.
Race in there.
Heads! Get there! I just told you. Hey, I told you he's going to try to split you, right? It's all right. Come on. What am I doing now? No. You're jumping up, right? Just know he wants to split you. Your goal is to make him go around you. That's it. You win the war if you make him go around you. All right? You all right? Come on. The first one was great, right? The second one has to be even better, right? Here we go. Talk to him. Get on the other side. Way to finish it. Hold on. You all right? You all right? Come on. That's why we're doing it. What are you yelling now? What are you yelling? Right. Get out. Good job. Get up. There you go. Good move. Yeah, Jabari, good job, right? That was better.
I got your side.
Next, who's up? No,
which is that? Off it. Good job.
Finish it. Good shot. Again.
Rebound! Again! DA right here, what you see is they've taken the top of the pick and roll. You talked about it earlier today where pick and roll is the bread and butter offense in the NBA. And what they're teaching Jabari and some of the big guys who are setting the screen is making sure the point guard goes wide. Because obviously there's players behind the play. So basically Jason Kidd is taking one part of it and breaking it down on the other far end. They're doing the same thing. And then when they get on 5-on-5, they bring it all together.
This is drill after drill after drill. Do this again and again and again because you have to know instinctively how to cover this play. This is the play in the NBA.
Yes, right now this is called show hard. So you're trying to make sure the defender who's guarding the screener shows hard, makes that point guard go around him. Now you pretty much broken the play. Now you have the play drawn out too far, and now you're telling that guy to get back into the mix.
Because he said he's going to try to split you, which means the point guard's going to split the double team, and now he's in the middle of the paint, and your defense is compromised.
Now your defense is compromised. Great point, partner. So right now, DA, they're getting into transition stuff. So we've seen them do some shooting drills, some 2-on-2 drills.
Half court.
Half court. Now you'll see one of the coaches throw a ball to the white team on the front, and they'll go 5-on-4, 4-on-3, 2-on-1, stuff like that. Now you're putting everything together.
Right.
Can you communicate?
The ball. Take
Trap
the ball.
under the screen.
Right.
Now you're really going to see the communication that Jason Kidd is talking about, and that's, in my opinion, why they're such a good defensive team. Not just the length, but you have to communicate and talk to one another.
Transition, offense and defense.
Correct.
Is, and again, I think sometimes people don't understand. You're not just like throwing the ball up in a fast break.
Right.
There is a pattern. There's something you're supposed to be doing depending on whether you're on offense or defense.
So right now, you're working on rotation. They're swinging the ball. Eventually, a coach will say shoot it or drop it. Each coach will look, there you go, blew a whistle on this one. Now they're off and running.
Yep. And you have to know what you're doing and what you're supposed to be doing. And we've seen teams like the Spurs, for example, over the years, they don't care about offensive rebounds. Their emphasis is when the ball goes up, get back, transition defense. We want to stop easy scores.
Doc Rivers was that way with the Celtics when they won the championship. And you say to yourself, how can they be at the bottom 5 of offensive rebound? Here they are contending for a championship. Efficiency, low turnovers, and they share the basketball and they get stopped. Right. And I think that's what Jason Kidd is showing right here.
If you shoot a high percentage on offense, they're taking the ball out of the net. There's not going to be as many fast break opportunities, right?
Exactly.
Watch them sprint to get back. That's what you always hear in the NBA, sprint to get back.
And that's a nice looking shot by Bayless there, transition 3.
Do that.
If he can shoot that way all season long, we talked about it earlier today.
There we go.
Milwaukee can make shots.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Well, I wonder, one of the losses that they had on this team is that they traded Jared Dudley to the Washington Wizards, and Jared Dudley was a pressure release, a stretch 4. The Wizards wanted him because he played a lot of stretch 4, and you wonder which big on this roster will be able to take that role that Jared Dudley had last year here.
That's a great point. Last year, if I'm not mistaken, he had a game where he was 10 for 10 from the field, where he just really shot the blood out of the ball. So missing a guy like that can really help stretch the floor with all that length you have down low.
You wonder if maybe a Chris Copeland, who's a guy that Jason Kidd's familiar with, played with him in New York in Jason's last year as a player. They brought him here from Indiana. You wonder if he's a guy that could do that could handle a role like that, perhaps. We haven't talked about John Henson as well. Now, he's not a three-point shooter, but John Henson was one of those guys on the bench last year that gave them a huge lift.
David, thanks for stopping by.
You
Always
bet,
a
guys.
pleasure to speak
Thanks,
with you,
Vince.
and best of
Thank
luck
you.
this season.
Coach, thank you. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. All right, let's take you out there live. We have players and, of course, head coach David Blatt mic'd up. So here's David Blatt protecting himself and running practice. Let's listen in.
All right, listen up, fellas. We're going down the floor 5-on-0, okay? Running what comes. Going down the floor 5-on-0. Last passer and shooter are running back. Last passer and shooter. And we attack 3-on-2. On our 3-on-2, We'll look at the score. Shooter must sprint back and play against the 2 defenders, 2-on-1 on this end. Now, if the shooter is a layup shooter, one of our other offensive players must recognize and cover. Yell out to him, I got it, and he gets back and plays in transition defense. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Kev can't do this. That's right. Come on. Champ, ready? Okay, again, Mo, yeah. 5-on-0, last shooter, last passer and shooter get back 3-on-2, and then the last shooter gets back 2-on-1. Mo, here you go, ball. Going down that way, Timo, 5-on-0. Ready? Let's go. Ready? Let's go. Go. Called out, Mo. Back, champ, back, champ. Attack him, Mo. Wide, Timo, run wide. Mo, get back. Champ and Braun, go. Let's go. And then stay down that end, guys. Let's go. Ready? Come on now. Okay, I got to convert, fellas. We got to convert. You got to convert. Let's go. Post, can I get some help here?
All right, Mike, take us through what's Coach Blatt doing here to start practice.
I thought the interesting thing in the beginning is when David Blatt was counting, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he stopped and said, okay, you can't do that. Remember, he's limited Kevin Love in which drills he can do and which drills they want to keep him out of. So it may be anything in contact. They may be saying, Kevin Love, you're not involved. You can run up and down 5 on none. But when it gets to 3-on-2, 2-on-1, which could be contact, we don't want you in that. So that's why he kind of bumped him out of that one. But what you have is a drill which has multiple trips up and down the floor. They start out 5 players against no defense. So they get the idea of spacing, filling lanes, who's a trailer, communication. Then when a shot goes up, they come back and play 3 offensive players against 2 defenders coming back. But it doesn't end there. When a shot goes up there, they come back 2 offensive players against 1 defensive player. So it's 3 trips taking place on the drill.
And we are going to step away on Real Training Camp, the Cleveland Cavaliers. So glad you're with us on NBA TV and on Facebook. Much more to come.
I am here with Oklahoma City Thunder head coach Billy Donovan. Coach, your first year with this team, how did you prepare coming into training camp?
Well, I've had a lot of time, being hired, right around beginning of May. Allowed some time to develop a relationship with the players, hire a staff, get acclimated, watch film, those kind of things. So, it's been a great 4 months, and I've had a chance to spend a lot of time with the players, a lot of time with our coaching staff, and just excited that the start of training camp is now here.
News coming down that Kevin Durant is ready and cleared for full participation. How does that change things as you start?
Well, I'm personally very happy for him because when I first got here, he wasn't even allowed to walk on his foot. And just this appreciation and gratitude that he gets a chance to play a game he loves so much. And I think once he finally got cleared to kind of go out there and play, he was really, really excited about that. And, I'm excited about working with him because he was in Oklahoma City a lot, rehabilitating from this injury. He and I got a chance to spend a lot of time together. And I'd say this, he's a better person than maybe even a player, and he's one of the best in the world. But he's just an unbelievable guy for someone that's as talented and as good and as successful as he's been. He's just a down-to-earth, really a tremendous person.
How do you go about reintegrating him with this team?
Well, I think that's going to happen pretty naturally. I mean, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Nick Collison, Serge Ibaka. These guys have all played with each other for a while. I know Kevin missed quite a bit of the season last year with his injury, but those guys have played together. They know each other very, very well. I don't think that's going to be that big of a problem. I think the one thing I would say about these guys, and not only Kevin, but the rest of the guys, they're all great guys. And I think that they all want to win, and they all understand that there's going to be a level of sacrifice in any team sport that you're going to have to make. And I think that these guys are going to want Kevin back, want to bring him back in open arms. They know how important he is to their success, this organization, and they just want to see him come back and be successful because of what he's had to go through over an entire year.
You said that one of the things you wanted to do was make the game easier for Russell and Kevin.
They can also impact the game through their passing. They can impact the game through their spacing. Sometimes, Kevin being on an area of the floor, really may open up something for somebody else because they don't want to leave Kevin. Creating situations for those guys that when they do have space, if help comes from somewhere, they can make those plays. So I think for the two of those guys, it's not so much necessarily scoring, but it's how do they make the team better, how do they make themselves better, and how can they raise the level of play of everybody on the team.
You mentioned that core with Kevin and Russell and Serge, but there are a lot of guys out there that haven't played together, haven't played with Kevin. How much more important does that make this training camp opportunity?
Well, I think last year with the trade with DJ Augustine coming in and Kyle Singler and Enes Kanter, the team obviously went through a lot of difficulties with the injuries and different lineups, and then the trade happened, and then some of these guys haven't played with Kevin or Serge, so there's a little bit of that combination. But I would say that, with Enes, with Kyle Singler, with DJ Augustine, just being around those guys, they're great guys too. And they understand that there'll be a role that they're all going to have to play, and it'll be a very, very important role. And, how well we can gel and mesh and coexist together will be very, very important.
And what will be the most significant changes when we look out there on the floor and see the Oklahoma City Thunder under Billy Donovan's leadership?
Well, I think the one thing that I've always kind of believed in as a coach, I think every coach has a philosophy of how they want to play. And, I think one of the things for me, offensively is, ball movement and player movement and spacing for those guys. I think that's very, very important. I think every coach tries to do those things. I think one of the things that they probably can create in that defensive identity that they had before all these injuries would be very important.
And last question, Coach. Of course, there'll be lots of media attention and questions about Kevin Durant's free agency next summer. How will you and your team deal with that type of attention?
Well, I'm going to let Kevin handle that because obviously it's up to him. It's his decision. But I really feel like, from my perspective, my job is to be and give my best to Kevin Durant and the rest of the team each and every day. Something that's going to happen at the end of June, beginning of July. I mean, for me to focus on something like that, I think would be doing a disservice to Kevin. I think it'd be doing a disservice to the team. So with the start of training camp, all I'm worried about is how can I be helpful? How can I make a difference? How can I provide value? How can I help those guys grow and develop, whether it be Kevin or anybody else? That's kind of the way I'm approaching it. And Kevin will handle the free agency questions as he sees fit and best. But for me, I feel like every day I've got to work hard to help the group and certainly help Kevin.
Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.